Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here coming at you with the second video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for Morbid and the 7 Acolytes. We last left off just now entering the Gardens of Mornia. As this is quite a big area, I'm first going to do as I always do and try and go through and clear as many enemies as I can to make it much easier for you guys to have an understanding of the map and where to go for the specific things you need, as there's 2 more blessings in here and 1 more acolyte that we can fight. So I'm just going to get started with going through and clearing everything using my face breakers. So I'll see y'all when that's said and done. Alright, so now getting underway here in the gardens, you'll first have to start heading up and off to the left here. This will eventually lead up and around, as this area basically leads into like some weird circle spiral thing. But if you follow the path I take, it'll get you the shortest amount of time to everything. So if we come up here over to the left, there will be this area will be blocked right here, so you'll have to come around over here to the right and then back off over to the left. But in doing so, we will find our first blessing of 2 in this area, which will be right up here. If you need to know where it is, it's right next to the guy who will not let you into the felfields. And then up here, we can find our first little shrine. We can activate that. Now we can continue back down and over to the right. Just following this path, we can head down and over here. Follow this around pretty much. You can guarantee that you won't get lost using the walls to make sure that you're going in the right direction. If you come down here, it's a really long way down, as you can see. You'll find this area that'll lead you back over to the left here. And if we come down, no, we gotta go up first and then down. But if we come over here off to the left, no. More stairs. Like I said, the stairs are a little confusing, but eventually you should end up in this area here with this stair that's being blocked right here. And if you come down here, and right here we'll find our next blessing. And then from here we can now, this area actually leads right back to the beginning, so if you're curious as to where that second blessing is, you'll basically end right back up at the beginning. Just gotta make sure you're just heading as far down as you can and then over in some directions. This area is so confusing sometimes. But now we can actually head back over to the right. There's nothing really of major importance for the rest of the area, but you can thoroughly explore to get some more runes, weapons, items, and stuff, by all means. But for now, the last thing that we can really grab for anything else is, if I remember where to go, it's right here, is that shrine right there. So from these big stairs, we come up over here. We can come here and grab this shrine real quick, which I'm gonna do. Meditate and reset everything. So now from here, we can just run past most of the enemies and head up to fight our second acolyte of the game. This area has a lot of elite enemies, so just be wary of that. As you'll see, my face breakers are doing wonders. Using those circles to do the majority of the damage. But if we come up these stairs, as well as going through the area, you should find another upgrade to your Stone of Dibram. But you want to make sure that you kill this knight guy before you head into the boss area, as he can follow you in and be a bit annoying. So it should only take 3 circles. Now this next boss, depending on how you're playing it, can be a easier boss to try and do no damage. as her attacks are fairly simple once you learn them. You just gotta be wary of spacing your stamina bar out, not being too greedy. So getting like a circle, backing off, so on. So she has ranged throw attacks that she'll probably start the match off with, like so. You can get a circle in if you need to. She also can slam it down right on you. It's best to wait for a ranged attack and then let your stamina recharge. When she does this, you want to go in for at least 2 autos, circles. Like I said, just be patient. She will eventually have some jump attacks, like so. Like I said, when she does that, go in for 2 autos. I'm going to heal up, of course, because I played this very poorly. As you can see, we've almost defeated our second acolyte fairly easily, not much struggle. Just want to be careful about spacing. Probably jump back to the middle here. No. But as you can see, we're now done. And that'll be the second acolyte slain, so that'll be another trophy for you. Now we can head up here, clear the path, find our 3rd shrine up here. I'm gonna access my stash and get rid of some things. I like to store all of the bronze runes, as I like to call them, and try and organize my stuff. This way you save on space for later stuff, simply because some items that you pick up eventually take up a lot of space, so having room is always nice. But from here, if we actually head over to the right, there's a thing or two that we can grab, I believe, right here. Yeah. We can fight this one skull boy. And if we come down here, there should be another item. Actually, a pretty cool, unique melee weapon we can grab right here, called the organ. But from now, we're actually going to move on to the second area of 2 that we'll cover in this video, as they're both quite fairly big, but once you get through them, it's pretty easy. Come over here, we can open up the gateway down here. The only downside, though, to face breakers is the fact that you do have to be really close. But the upside, of course, is that it's not as costly stamina-wise to use them, which is why I like them. As you can see there. We'll just pick up this Grand Rune of Grudge. And this area basically leads you back down here. Just a shortcut. So as of now, we're actually going to travel back to the starting town, Araba. We just do the, I believe it's the cliff approach. Rock chasm. So I'll see you all there. Alright, now back here at the village, basically all you're going to do is come over here to the left, past that guy, grab some food, as once again this next area is going to be quite a difficult one, so if you want to stock up on food now, you can actually respawn those 2 boxes and break them over and over again, or you can just go back and forth until you're satisfied. But here we're entering Grimwald Grove. This will have a couple of trophies for us to deal with, as well as a few runes, or shrines, I'm sorry, not runes. There would be a mini boss that you can't avoid to progress through the area, and there will also be the "This Seems Familiar" trophy, as well as a specific rune that a lot of people have trouble finding, just because like the one and only guide that you can watch that's really short doesn't explain anything. So in here in Grimwald Grove, we'll have our shrine right here. We'll have another guy right here telling us that we do not have access to felfields, which will be an area to come back to later. So I'm going to do as I always do and clear through most of the area. If not possible, you know, sacrifice all of my healing items to do so. So I'll see you all once that is said and done, and we can be on from there. Alright, so now we can cover the first half of Grimwald Grove, as this is quite a huge area of the game. Probably the largest that you'll have to encounter and deal with, as there's a lot of turns and winds and side paths that you can take and end up getting lost and spend way more time than you need to. But if you follow the path that I take, it should be a direct guide to where to go. So if you follow the curve around and stay on this kind of brick road, you'll eventually end up at this second shrine here. And then from here we can follow the exact same path that I take, and we'll eventually make it to the third, which will be just up here. So from here we're actually going to get our first little hidden trophy that you can miss. So from there, if you actually follow this path over to the left here and then come down, you'll see that there will be a area right here that you can easily miss and not even realize that you need to get. So if you come down here, follow this path around, as it's a giant loop all the way down and around, you'll eventually find down here there will be this to destroy. So now if we actually come up here, you'll see that we can access it, deal with these broccoli boys, and this will actually allow us to get the "This Seems Familiar" trophy, or get the later, which is a hidden item slash weapon. I'm not entirely sure what it is a reference to, but once you pick it up you will get the gold trophy "This Seems Familiar." So from here we can actually head up and around, as this is the path you're normally supposed to take. And then it should come off to the right over here. Like I said, this is a pretty big area to get lost in. But I'm going to have this cut up into two pieces just for the sake of it, as the first area, which will eventually end up to right here. You'll come off over here to the right. Like I said, it's pretty big. You'll come down and around again, and right here is where you'll notice that there'll be a thing to destroy. Now if you actually come back down this path right here, or this, I believe it's this path right here, this will lead you back to the third shrine that we chilled at. But anyways, so I'm gonna have the first half end after this little area that we're about to be in. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. As you can also see, we've also gotten 15 skill points. Make sure that there's no more of these little guys here, as they can get in the way and then be all healed up. And now we can have our first mini boss, Yaga Moer. She's not too bad, just being wary of the minion spawns and her attacks, but pretty low health pool for a mini boss. You can easily cheese this by just going around to the sides here, as you can see. And just like that, mini boss is said and done. Now if you inspect this body here, you'll actually be able to go back to the one guy who is on the path to Grimwald Grove, and that'll easily let you complete his quest, because that was his family. find the Petrifier, which is a unique club. And if I am correct, yep, Stone of Dibram upgrade. But for the sake of things, I'm probably gonna stop right there just because. Go back to our the shrine and re-heal and get everything back up. So I'll see you all once we're back here and we can continue on. So I'll see you when that's said and done. Alright, so actually I'm just going to show you where to go to get to the next shrine and then go over what we're going to be doing here for the rest of Grimwald Grove. But if you follow the path from the left from that mini-boss, you'll end up right here. And if you come here to this shrine, you can then look at the map, which I'll show you right here. As you can see, we're in the top middle where that little piece is. Now, we do not have to do anything over on the right side of the map where that other shrine is. Now, it is just going to be another mini-boss that you can do for a quest if you really want to. But if you're just trying to speedrun through the game to get the Platinum Trophy, then you do not need to go over there at all. But if you want to, by all means, you can. But from here, we're basically going to be going over to the left, and there's going to be 2 more blessings that we're going to grab. One of them is quite annoying to figure out, as the only guide doesn't really show you how to get to it, like I've said before. So yeah, I'm going to be going over that. And then we're also going to cover the 3rd final area for this video, before we're almost to the final part, I should say. I don't know if it's going to end up being 3 or 4, so I'm just going to see you when I've cleared out all the enemies and can show you the rest of the stuff. Alright, so we are actually going to have to go over to the right side of the map for the blessing, as it's right next to the shrine over there. However, before we do that, we're actually going to head over here to the left and head up and then down. As you'll see here, if you follow this path that I have taken, it'll gotta go down right here. Follow this around and we'll find the Blessing of the Assassin, which is the one that I mentioned is kind of confusing to find. As you'll see, it is right here. And as you'll see, once we get back up to the start up here, or not the start, but the end, as you'll see, you'll just follow this road right here. And this is where we'll have to go for the next area. So we're going to go back to the shrine and then head over to the right side. So we'll skip back to that. Alright, so from the shrine, if you follow the path I take, we'll reach the next shrine, we'll get a Stone of Dibram upgrade, and we'll also find the other blessing that we almost missed. So if you just follow the path, you'll see the destruction. Pretty straightforward path. While we're over here, might as well do the side quest for XP and stuff. But also at the same time, what we're also going to do is level up this blessing, as it's actually one that you really want, as it'll give you more damage against bosses. So as you'll see right here, we'll have this shrine. Give us some XP, and if we follow down here, now on this corpse right here is where you get the Stone of Dibram upgrade. So if you come down right here, you'll see we'll have the Blessing of the Giant Slayer. Now, if you happen to have 15 levels like I do, if you go and put those into whatever blessing you want, that'll fully upgrade it. So we'll put that in, and we'll just fully upgrade it. As you'll see, once that's done, that'll also get you another trophy. So as of now, we're now going to head all the way back over to the left at the bridge and head into the Necropolis, which will be the next area. Once again, that'll get you another trophy. So yeah, I'll see you there, and then I'll also see you basically when we're almost done. As the area is pretty short, you basically just go from left to right, and then on the top right there will be a shrine right before the boss area. So I'll probably see you at that shrine just to make it safe, and I'll show you from like once everything's all cleared out, you know, just to make it simple. So I'll see you then. Alright, so now that we've made it to the Necropolis, you'll get another trophy for reaching here, and like I said, you'll just be going back and forth and clearing each area, and then right here, off to the right, is where you'll find your prayer statue, or shrine, right here, as you'll see. Now we can move on to the boss of the area, the 3rd acolyte. do be careful as he can throw these weapons that I am terrible at dodging at. Like I said, I'm pretty terrible at dodging. You can technically fight him while this is all going on, of course. Some more damage. Ooh, look at that. Damn. Going into the kill. And just like that, we have defeated the king. So as you'll see, it says exaltation achieved. So what this will allow you to do, I believe, is enter felfields, which is at the start of Grimwald Grove, or you could, in theory, go back to the start and finally go to the first city, Yortail. Now, before I end the video, I'm just going to double check and go to Grimwald Grove and see if we can actually go to felfields. So we can travel there, go to Lost Lands, and I believe it is the southeast passage. Alright, so now that we're here, let's see if we can enter. Yep. Alright, so as of now, I recommend just going to felfields first, as it's a much smaller area. Get you another trophy, and there'll be one more blessing, which will put us exactly at 10, and then the last 5 are found in the city of Yortail. Quite a lot for one area, but it's good to know that the final 5 are all together. But as of now, this is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully these have been helpful. This has been Mr. Pilgrim, and I'll see you all in the next one.